Welcome, Sagittarius. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for November the 14th through to the 20th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now let's see what the cards have to say for your energy that you're walking into this week. And we start with the Eight of Cups. So this is definitely a brand new path forward. And this is not necessarily closing doors, but yes, there is some closure here. There are some endings, but it changes, it transforms. Where you once received security or love, you're going to find new avenues in which to do that. Okay, it's very much like the child that is leaving the family home. They've matured. They are ready to step off in an independent path and go after their dreams, their joys, their hopes, their desires. Now, they don't close the door per se on the family home, but it does change in the way it offers love, in the way it offers security. And knowing, being that young adult, we know that we are going to find love. We are going to find security in new ways. And we don't fear it as much when we're young. We fear it a little bit as we get older. We fear it more and more. So don't allow the fear to hold you back, to stifle your progress forward. We have the Knight of Wands, and that's very much using your past wisdom in order to go forward. The Chariot, the focus on the future, and the Nine of Pentacles, a new day dawning. So, there's something in your life where you've learned it the long way, the hard way. But it has offered you the wisdom to step forward in a brand new way. Okay? This is your new day dawning. So you are very spiritually connected. This is a beautiful week to meditate, to pray, to do affirmations, to give up gratitude, to allow those epiphanies in, those aha moments. And it's based on the path you have walked in one part of your life, where usually it's several, and just one is more higher on the priority list or more effective than the rest. And now that you have the wisdom, you can go forward on a straight path. If it's home and family, maybe you have detached yourself somehow, and now you want to get back into being a family again. If you haven't been taking care of your health as well as you should have, you've gotten out of a routine or a workout program, this is the time when you now know how to go forward with a determination and a plan that's going to be effective and works. If it's career, you understand where you weaved and you turned to the left when you should have went right, and now you know what you need to do in order to take the steps so that it's fluid, so that it flows. If you've been careless with money in the past, now you know how to bring value in with that money that you have. Maybe invest it. Maybe spend it a bit wiser. If it's love and relationship, it's, reigniting the passion. Maybe you haven't been in a relationship for a while. Now is the time when you're going to feel the energy of wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to step into that new day dawning. Because you have taken the time to heal. You've forgiven yourself or them. Or at least you've moved past the hurt. And you rejoice in who you are and what you can bring to a relationship now. If you've been in a relationship that's a bit stagnant, now's the time when the energy will turn. The passion will grow. The intimacy will grow. The connection will grow. I'm kind of getting this card this week, and it's come out several times of, those horses have been pulling left, right, every which way with the way you've wanted to go, and now you're finally reining them in. Now you're finally getting your focus. Now you're starting to get your direction, the understanding of what needs to be done. and how it needs to be done, and where you need to put your focus and your determination in order to go forward in your path. So I see those horses as finally starting to come into line. So where you've had chaos, where you haven't felt like you could go forward, now you're starting to get things in line. I mean, it's patience that is needed here because it doesn't happen overnight. Maybe it will. Maybe you'll get that aha moment, that epiphany that just kind of puts everything in place all of a sudden for you and bring in the clarity and the understanding. We have justice as our underlying energy. So you are looking at how to bring the balance into your life. What is needed to be done? You know, you lean on that sword with purpose. That if things need to be cut out of your life, if there needs to be closure in your life, you're willing to do it because you know that down the road it's going to bring in happiness, it's going to bring in joy. It's going to bring a balance into your life. And you're going to be given opportunities this week to exercise that. To say, here it is in front of you. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to sweep it under the carpet again, or are you going to address it? Because we need to address this before we move on. A lot of times, this is just thought patterns in our minds. And coming to realizations that we can change our thoughts and therefore change our future. Yeah, the Page of Cups is our overriding energy. Now, this could be a mentor coming in. This could be somebody that has valuable information, wise wisdom, in order to give you the tools, the understanding you need in order to go forward. This could be new love coming in. This could be health and well-being being restored, or at least the plan of action to restore it. This is a highly spiritual card. So talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. The Seven of Cups, with the Three of Swords. You know, having too many choices and not making a choice is making a choice, and probably one that you wouldn't have made if you would have thought it through. This is telling you not to sit on the fence because you will regret it. That you have to make decisions in your life. Now, it could be just about anything. I mean, you're finally getting the focus. You're finally reining in all the chaos or stresses that you've had over recent times. And so the natural instinct is really to sit back and just take that deep breath and just, you know, chill. And it's probably the worst thing because right now you really need to drive that focus home. It can't be all over the place. This is a time to make decisions. So on where you're going to put your energy, why you're going to put it there, what you plan and hope in walking into by putting your energy in certain places. So you can't just take that step back. You have to get strong and empowered about who you truly want to be going forward, what you want to do going forward, who you want to be with going forward. You know, I could keep going with different examples. Maybe you want to travel, but you don't know where you want to travel, so you just end up not booking a trip. And you really, you know, this is a time where you need to push yourself and say, no, I'm not going to sweep it under the rug. I get the sweeping under the rug. There's no more sweeping under the rug this week. We don't want to sweep under the rug. That's going to keep old energy around. We want to put closure on it. We want to release it. So we don't deal with it anymore. So it's over. It's done with. It's in the past. So we can step into new opportunities. For work and career, we have the King of Swords, so there is passion, there is drive. When it comes to work and career, this is when you ask for that promotion, ask for that raise. This is when you start that business or take that business to the next level. This is when you decide that you take ownership of your path forward when it comes to your career, when it comes to work, when it comes to what you want to do and how you want to create income, money, abundance. Or defining yourself if you are past that stage of career. Maybe it is now making, raising your stature in the community by helping with some worthwhile cause and really getting passionate about it, really stepping into it, really being a true part of it, where before you might have stood in the sidelines. For love and relationships, we have the Six of Pentacles, and it's about the give and take in relationships that matter. Are you giving in the relationship? Are you taking from the relationship? Is it even? I got a sense that there's something with relationships at the beginning, and so um, now here we have the give and take within relationships. So maybe there is new, maybe you need to have conversations if you are in a relationship and you feel like you have been taken advantage of. Maybe it's time to air that. Whether you are right or whether you are wrong, it doesn't matter. It's airing it and putting closure on it. New understanding comes in. If you're the one that's always giving, it's time to take back. It's time to change your policy a little bit, because you have to receive. It's not a balanced relationship. It's not a healthy relationship if you are on the end that always is giving and never gets back. So it's standing up strong for yourself in order to, increase your empowerment, your self-worth, your confidence. It's almost like you are being demanding to be treated a certain way, or you may have let things slip within the relationship and now it's time to bring it back in. If you're looking for a relationship, well, we had the Page of Cups on the top, so yes, love is magical. It has a whole energy of its own. Magically, it can appear out of nowhere. But we have the Page of Cups saying, probabilities are pretty high for meeting somebody. And they're going to instill you with a knowledge if they do, because it's the Page of Cups. Or maybe it's going to be that intuitive connection, like you feel like you've just known each other forever, but you've just met. And so if you are stepping into a relationship, the boundaries have to be pretty clear in where you're going to give and where you're going to take. And you can't give too much of yourself and not get anything in return. And you have to keep that in balance in order to have a healthy relationship going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.